Hello everyone, Dean here with the Rogue Deck Chronicles, and we're back with another Rogue Deck Showcase, and I am continuing our Redemption series, and this week we're featuring a card that will probably be a little easier to convince about being redeemed, and it's not necessarily redeemed in a sense, or needs redemption, but it's very neglected in the format today, and we're talking about Archaludon EX. So we don't really see these a lot in tournaments. Maybe one or two will make day 2 in the majors, but other than that, we're not really seeing this card played a lot, and I think this card is actually really fun. So let's just remind ourselves what this card does. So it's a stage 1 EX Pokemon Metal type with 300 HP, and it has the Assemble Alloy ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may attach up to 2 basic Metal Energy from your discard to your Metal Pokemon any way you like. So with that, we have the Metal Defender attack for 3 Metal Energy for 220 damage, and then our next turn, this Pokemon has no weakness. So if we do happen to go against any Metal or any Fire Pokemon, we can get rid of that weakness. Right now, the only contender is really that Typhlosion deck. And that will be hard for them to knock us out. Not impossible, but just hard. So with that, we play a 4-3 line of the Duraludon Archaludon lineup. We play one Relicanth just so we can copy the Duraludon Rage and Hammer, because if we get hit and we don't get knocked out, we could easily take out an opponent's active rather than using Metal Defender. We do play one Mega Mawile EX with the Gobble Down attack and a huge bite. It's just so easy to power this up with the Assemble Alloy ability. And then to really go after the Crustles that are around, because Crustle is going to be very difficult for us to hit because we are a EX heavy deck. We are playing the Mega Lopunny, and this has the Spiky Hopper attack for 160, and the damage isn't affected by effects in your opponent's active Pokemon. So this is a shred attack. It goes through the Crustle, and if they don't have any modifications, we can one-shot that Pokemon. If not, they have to 3-shot us. So we can easily win out the prize trade with that. And then wrap up our Pokemon lineup is Meowth EX, just for the last ditch catch. Just grab any supporters we need. So the Pokemon line is very straightforward. This is a very straightforward list. So let's go into the trainers. So we play 2 Energy Search just so we can grab our energy, 4 Night Stretchers to either recover the energy or our Pokemon, 4 Poké Pads because we can't play Buddy in this fairly consistently. The only Pokemon that Buddy will work on is the Buneary, and it doesn't really make sense to play it for this. So we play the Poké Pads, 3 Pokégears, 4 Ultra Balls, and for the stadium of choice, I'm actually playing Full Metal Lab. There isn't really a good stadium for this deck. At least with Full Metal Lab, I can tank a little bit more on the Mawile and on the Archaludon. I wouldn't be against putting in maybe Team Rocket's Watchtower to go against other Meowths, or Fan Rotoms and Noctowl builds. I will say maybe Nighttime Mime will be good because we don't play any Terra, and Dragapult is very rampant right now. But right now I'm going to try out the Full Metal Lab just to bring some more tankiness to this list. So with our supporters, we play 3 Boss, and the interesting card in here is we play 3 Explorer's Guidance. I've been seeing this a lot in the Archaludon's list. With us losing Earthen Vessel, we found it was our easy way of getting the basic Metal Energy into the discard instead of using Ultra Ball. But with Explorer's Guidance, we can look at the top 6 cards and put 2 of them into our hand. We don't have to reveal those 2 and put the other 4 into our discard. And so that will be one of our ways of putting the energy into the discard pile. We play 2 Judge for hand disruption, 1 Kieran for either switching or even just doing 30 more damage. We play 1 Larry's Skill, just another way of putting energy into our discard and really getting the cards we need to continue our turn. And of course, we play 4 Lillie's Determination, because Lillie's Determination is just a strong card. For tools, we are playing 1 Air Balloon, and our ace spec of choice is Heroescape. That way we can tank either with the Mega Lopunny on the Archaludon or even on the Mega Mawile. and then just 10 basic metal energy for our energy count. Again, this is a very straightforward list, nothing really too complicated. If you're new to the game, I will say this is probably a very good deck to try out. The lines are not super complex. A lot of it's kind of straightforward common sense. We just hit and just tank. So this is a very beginner friendly deck, in my opinion, I will say. So before we hop into any games, I just want to reach out and say thank you for the support on this channel, and just ask, are you subscribed to us? Do you have that notification bell on? We do release videos every Tuesday and Friday with our Rogue Showcase videos, and then once in a while we'll have extra videos depending on time and if anything is very interesting to us. So be on the lookout for that. Please let it do that. Let your friends know about us. We are growing. We want to put our stuff in the algorithm for y'all. We are a small YouTube channel compared to all the other content creators out there, so it'll help us out. We're not doing this for money. This is a passion project for us, and we just love sharing our ideas out there. So I think it's time, with the housekeeping out of the way, let's go on the ladder and continue our redemption series and show that Archaludon is a card to consider in this format and not to be slept on. So with all that being said, let's go into game one and see how this big boy does. So I'll see y'all there. Okay, y'all, we're in our first game here with Archaludon EX. We won the coin flip. So we're going to go first just because we are a stage 1 deck. And we start off with a mulligan, so they'll see that we're playing a metal archetype, but probably not thinking Archaludon, but they probably will think Archaludon just because what else is out there. But we'll see what our opponent will play because they do have a basic. And we take 2 mulligans. Honestly, this isn't that bad. I'll actually start off with the Relicanth because that way I can attach retreat, and if we can get a Buneary out this turn, we can get an easy KO at the start of our second turn. And we're going against Dragapult here. So, not the best start in the world, but we know that they need some time to set up as well. Unless they can get a way to retreat, we're going to get item locked, which honestly the items we have in our hand are not the best. So I'd rather just get a supporter and just get a brand new hand if we can. And yeah, we're just going to get item locked, which is not a big deal. We can actually take out this Bidoof this turn. So we're just going to play our full Metal Lab. We'll attach for turn. We're going to retreat into our Duraludon, and we can do Hammer in. You can't really do much else, so we'll just take out the knockout and see if our prize card will give us something that we can work with. An Ultra Ball, better than nothing. We'll say if we can top deck an energy, we could get Archaludon next turn. And if that's the case, okay, they got buddy, so we're not gonna get an easy game here. So the question is which version of Dragapult this is, because there's multiple variations right now. To me, this seems like this is just straight Pult. Since we're not seeing Torchic come out, we're not seeing the Dunsparce come out, and we're not seeing the Ghost, and we get Unfair Stamp, which, okay, hopefully we get something good. Lily's Determination, that's all I need. So they're going to item lock us. They're not going to do any damage because we are resistant to grass. But honestly, Lily's Determination is more or less what we need. So it is a Ghost. So we don't play the Psyduck in this list because the Dusknoir line isn't as prevalent as was pre-rotation. So they're going to boss us up, which is fine. If we can get energy, we can manually retreat. Energy Search, we can't play it, but we can play Lillie's Determination. And we get some pieces, not a lot here. I'm afraid that we may get knocked out. But at least we can get another prize, go up 2 prizes with them. We get another energy, that's perfect. If we don't get item locked again, we can find a way to get Archaludon. Hopefully we do play the Lillie, so we have that, if anything. So they're just going to draw cards here. The cool thing is, the Fez is an easy 2 prizes for us, but we are 2-shotting. We're both going to be 2-shotting each other, and if they can get the 2-shot on before we can, they will be in a much better situation. So they're going to draw some more, use all their recon directives. They already flipped the script. I'm wondering if they're going to try to get the KO on the Relicanth. Do they only need to put 60 damage on there, but they're only doing 50, right? Yeah, or 5 damage counters. Honestly, the Relicanth isn't important in this matchup. So they already promote all the way up. Do they play a supporter yet? They have not, so they can attack if they get a Crispin. If not, they're just going to be doing 70 damage to us. So they're just going to go after the easy prize with the Relicanth, which is fine. So we have 2 energies in the discard. We don't need to discard anything else, and we already get an Archaludon. So we'll get that set up. Okay, we'll Poké Pad. I know we're going to get Risky Ruins in, but I'm not too worried about that for now. Get that set up here. We'll Lillie's Determination. Okay, we'll get rid of the Risky Ruins. We'll Poké Pad for a Buneary, because at least I can do 230 with the Lopunny, which I have here. And I'll put down another Duraludon as well. And then we'll just get some damage off on doing that. They'll leave them with 100 HP. Even if they use Monkey Dory here, we're still in a good spot. We can still one-shot that Dragapult. So, looks like they're going to use the Ghost here. We'll get up 3 prizes. They're 2. Assuming they do that this turn. Which I'm not sure is the smartest. Because we already up. We'll get down to 1 prize card. They already unfair stamped us, correct? Yeah. So they're just trying to get the knockout here. Yeah. We get a Poké Pad. That's fine. They'll get the knockout, so they'll get tied on the prize trade. But we have Lopunny in hand. But at this point, I'm probably not going to use Lopunny. I don't want to give them the easy 2 prizes. But I have the Ultra Ball to get the Archaludon, and we'll have the put the energy back on, so I'm not too worried. So I wonder if they're going to get another Duskull out to kind of set up their prizes. They are, but I'm not sure they realize I'm going to take out the knockout this turn. So if they knock that out, then I win the game on the spot. So I'm not sure if that was smart. So they're probably going to put all 6 of Buneary, which forces me to evolve the Lopunny. So I'll just put up the Duraludon here. Going to Pokégear. What do I want to get? I'll get the Explorer's Guidance. That way I can Ultra Ball it away. I'll get an Archaludon. Going to evolve here. We'll do Assemble Alloy. Put it on this Archaludon. I'm going to evolve, that way they don't get easy prizes. I'm going to judge them. So I'll set up the Mega Lopunny here. And we'll just take the KO. See what we get. We get Larry's skill and Pokégear. That's perfect. We can actually use Larry's skill to get our Archaludon for next turn. Because I believe it's a Pokemon supported card in Basic Energy. So the good thing is there's no damage on their board. They can't proc the Duskmar because I will just win the game on the spot. They can't really knock out any of my Pokemon this turn. So if I can get a boss, I can boss up the Duskull for game, or I can boss up the Fez for game. We're actually in a very good situation. And they're looking for that last energy to be able to attack us. So they got it, okay. So they're going to do 200 damage to us. So we need to get boss to finish this game out. Okay, they play Moltres, but they're not going to hit for energy, plus, or for weakness, plus they already attached for turn. But I get what they're doing. They're getting the board set up for an easy out, for just finish up the game. Yeah, they're going to try and get this knocked out next turn. We got 190. So we can try to thin out our hand here. What's in our discard? I could just grab the Duraludon, get this set up. So let's Poké Pad, get out just another Duraludon. We're just thinning here. And then if we can get boss, we got game. And we got boss. And that's all she wrote. So we'll boss up. Yeah, they just can see as soon as they saw we got boss, we got game. So beating the BDIF. Again, this is such a sleeper deck right now. That's why I wanted to pick it for the Redemption series, because I didn't feel like it needs to be redeemed. I think it just needs to be showcased more. This is actually a pretty good deck if you know how to work around it. But yeah, I'm glad we're able to get victory over Dragapult. So we'll go into the next game and see how our Archaludon does against the rest of the ladder. Okay, y'all, we just finished beating the BDIF Dragapult themselves, and we're into game 2. Looks like we won the coin flip, so we're gonna go first again. Just because we are a stage 1 deck, if we can get the Lopunny out, we can get easy pressure on. But they'll see that we're playing Archaludon, and we have no basics, so we'll wait for them to set up. We'll do our mulligan here. And we actually start with the Buneary, but we want to start with the Archaludon in the active. But but this isn't a bad hand, honestly. As long as we can get a supporter for turn 2, I think we should be all set. And we're going against Cynthia's Garchomp. So again, we need to be a little careful here. We'll get 2 Duraludons out. I'll get energy on here. And we'll just end our turn. I don't want to put the Air Balloon on just yet. I want to wait to see if we need to actually retreat. But they'll get their Gibbles out. You got the power weights already on their Gibbles. That's fine. And honestly, Garchomp, yes, they have extra HP, but that doesn't really do anything for us at the end of the day, because we're already having difficulty getting, we're already two-shotting them anyway, so the extra HP isn't bad. Okay, so let's explore guidance here. I didn't like how they boss up our thing. We don't have any energy to discard with this. So I'm going to grab Ultra Ball. And I'll grab a Pokégear. Do we have any energy in the discard? We don't, so I have to do both. Okay, we have a way out of this. It's not a big deal. So we'll Ultra Ball up, or get out the Archaludon here. We're going to evolve. That's why I kept the Air Balloon. We'll get the Archaludon up and running. We'll just retreat the Buneary, get Archaludon up. We'll play Poké Pad for Relicanth. I feel like that's going to be important here. We're giving us a small hand size, but we will get a prize card. So we'll see if that is another draw supporter or energy. That actually works too. Because then if we can somehow get a Mega Lopunny, we bring up the Buneary and knock out the Bite if they go that direction. I don't think they'll go into Rare Candy. They may feel like they need to at this point because we are putting a lot of pressure on them. And they just concede. We were able to put the pressure on them. Granted, I think they could have caught up. But if they weren't getting their Bites, they weren't getting their board set up, we were just going to steamroll them. So that's a quick game 2. Being able to put the pressure on them. And honestly, Cynthia's Garchomp is a very difficult matchup because of the HP. And they can go 1-for-1 with us easily. So I'm glad that we're able to pull the victory off of this. So we'll go into game 3 and see how Archaludon does with the next opponent. So I'll see y'all there. Okay, y'all, we're 2-0 right now with Archaludon EX. We did not win the coin flip, which is fine. We can go either first or second. That's one thing I love about this deck. We're fine going either way. Because there is a lot of setup decks right now. And yes, we are kind of a setup deck. But we can really do well which way we go. And we are going to go first. So we are going to have Buneary or Relicanth. I'd rather start the Relicanth. Just in case if I can pull off the Lopunny play. So we have the Latias. So we'll go. I will play down the Buneary. I'm going to get rid of the Metal Lab and the Night Stretcher. Just so I can get a Duraludon in play. And we'll just pass our turn. So we have options for attacking next turn if we can get it going. So this will show us what we're going against. Latias doesn't really tell us a lot. Other than maybe something big basic. So Noctowl, so some sort of Terra deck I would think. Maybe Slot Box. Panrotom, okay. Still doesn't really give us a lot of info here. Fan call, probably for the Hoot Hoots and Noctowls, I will say. So we're going against a Flareon, or Evolution deck, most likely from Flareon. So the Metal Defender is going to be very important in this matchup, so we don't get hit for weakness. And they just retreat, or they end their turn. Okay. So we do get energy, but we need to find a way to retreat this Relicanth. So let's play Explorer's Guidance, see what we get here. We don't have an easy way out. I'm gonna get the Lopunny. I'm gonna get Kieran for next turn. So we're gonna evolve up the Lopunny. I'm going to put energy there. I'm gonna save the Night Stretcher. I'm gonna wait to evolve, and we'll just end our turn. We got the Kieran to get the Lopunny up, so we can easily take a prize if we can, if they don't retreat. But Metal and Psychic, so we're not going against Flareon here. So we're going against Sylveon. Okay, this is interesting. I need to remind myself what Sylveon does. So Magical Charm, 160. The defending Pokemon take 100 less damage. Then choose 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon and shuffle them in. Ooh, that could be bad for us, because all we have are 2 bench Pokemon. And they have the Sparkling Crystal, so this can be bad. This can derail everything we just were going for. Was not expecting to go against a Sylveon. Well, it Mega Mawile. The good thing is I don't think they can Sylveon next turn, but they can Magical Charm us. Oh man, this is not good. This is all we can do. Was not expecting a Sylveon. You know what? We can't win them all. We're just here for the road, y'all. We're on here for the ride. We'll see what they can do if we can somehow pull this off. So they will knock us out. You know what? We had a good easy 2-0 in the video, so maybe this is why we're going against this Sylveon. They don't want us to have a perfect record in this video, and it's fine. I'm good with showcasing my opponent's deck. Sylveon is definitely a great strategy. Okay, we get a Buneary, but nothing else. So let's Night Stretcher. We were knocked out, so we'll use our get our Fez out, see if we can draw anything else. We can Lillie skill. I don't want Lillie skill. Let's Pokégear first, see if we get a Lillies. We do, so I'm going to Lillies. And see if we can get a fresh hand of 8. Okay, so we are getting a Duraludon. They can Angelite, but they choose Angelite, so that's the bad thing here. So I'm just gonna gobble down. My energy surge. I'm gonna just thin out a little bit, and we'll just end our turn. And yeah. I wish we had a second Duraludon, because at least we could have kept one attacker, but they're just going to Angelite again. And we can't really gobble down because we haven't taken any prize cards yet. Because it's on us taking prize cards. And they are weak to us, so even if we would have took 2, we could not one-shot that, but we're just a little behind in the game. But yeah, I'm all for it. Let's just go against this. This is definitely a interesting strategy, a different strategy. Honestly, Sylveon is very slept on. This is very good in this format right now. And like my deck, we're not about getting like all these, having a big bench. So me keeping my bench small, they can cherry pick my attackers. It honestly, I'm for it. Like they're playing into their game plan, and that's just a weakness of this deck. I don't need a lot on my bench. Oh, so they're just gonna attack us. Interesting. Okay, Pokégear. Okay, got Lopunny. Can I get... There's no point in getting Archaludon, right? I need something else. Actually, what I can do is... I can do this. 30 more. 260. I'm still not one-shotting that thing. Actually, they also Magical Charm, too. I'm just going to do this so I can save my Pokemon. So I'm going to switch. At least I can get some damage on this turn. And do... They Magical Charmed. By the defending Pokemon. Oh, that was the defending Pokemon. Because I have a new Pokemon, I do full damage. Okay, that makes more sense. So, they have a massive board with a bunch of attackers ready to go. But they already used their Ace Spec, so once that is gone, they have to manually power up, which means they'll probably bring out the Flareon here. Yeah, it looks like they're getting the Flareon ready to go. Oh no, they're doing Leafeon. Oh, they're gonna do Moss and Gate so they can heal. Okay, I see what they're doing. How much damage? 230. Wow, that is actually... This Eevee box is pretty good. And then they have 140, so I could boss that and get the KO. I'm gonna play down another Duraludon. Trying to think what I should do this turn. I'm actually going to Larry's skill here. That way I can get Archaludon. I'll grab a Lillie's for next turn, and I'll grab a Basic Energy. So then I will manually retreat into my Duraludon. I will evolve. I'll have 2 energy to put onto my Archaludon. Manually attach, and then I'll just hit for 220. And if they bring up the Flareon, I'm not going to get hit for weakness if they use the Burning Charge. So that is the game plan. 2 of their Pokemon are heavily damaged. So I'm not out of this yet. I thought it was completely out. We were able to at least establish a bench. So I'm happy with that. But we still haven't taken any prize cards yet. But I don't think they can knock out the Archaludon this turn. So they're going to boss, okay. So they're going to go after the Lopunny, get 3 prizes. Respectable, I get that. And then heal more. So it makes perfect sense of what they're doing. Yeah, so that any hit for 240 on that, that's not going to happen. We'll just bring up the Archaludon. They just need to knock out the Mawile, and they have game here. No point of evolving yet. I don't have energy into the discard. Okay. I'm gonna flip the script. Is there anything we can do here? Put energy on the Duraludon just for next turn. I'm really afraid of that Mawile, but I didn't judge. I needed to Lillie. Okay, we're gonna energy search here. And we'll Metal Defender. And just get 2 prizes. And hope they don't have boss for game. So, them promoting Latias tells me they don't have boss for game. Have they used any yet? They used 1, so I'm not sure how many they play. And we don't have 1 in hand yet. Are they in our... We have 1 in the discard, so theoretically we have 2. I haven't really checked my deck or my prizes. But it's interesting that they're taking their time. I'm wondering if we kind of slowed them down enough. Because if 5 energy in the discard. Okay, they played Teal Mask. Wonder if they're just going to sob us. Which is fine, we can still knock out their Wellspring. How much they... Oh, they can go for the Mawile play that way. So we need to take out the Wellspring if we can. So they're going to Crispin probably both energy onto the Wellspring. And I'm wondering if they have an energy switch. If they have an energy switch, then they got game because they can just take out the Mawile. But I'm wondering if they see that play. Okay, they're going for the Crispin. So I think they're seeing it. Assuming they have enough energy in their deck. Okay. No, they're going for the Flareon play. Interesting. 280, so they'll have enough on there. Is the Relicanth still in my... Yeah, so if I have Night Stretcher... I don't have Night Stretcher. How many Night Stretchers are in the discard? 2. Oh, okay, so they just went with Burning Charge. I think they thought they had the weakness, they don't. Problem is they probably can get game this turn. So I need to be on the... Okay. And you think this smart here. 80 plus 130 is what? 220? So that's not really doing it for me either. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to retreat into the Duraludon. I have the Archaludon ready. Just recycling these energy. I can hit for 220 here. forcing them to get a boss for turn. They have a very large hand size. So I'm going to judge them. This is probably the best way for me to prevent what they want to do. We have boss for next turn. However, we're only doing 220. So we're just going to Metal Defender, see what they have for next turn. They can't one-shot us with the Flareon. At least this Pokemon. If they have boss, they can just one-shot the Archaludon. And they'll get game that way. Or really, they can just one-shot the Mega Mawile. But all their energy is on this Flareon right now. So they're going to retreat it. How many Crispins have they played? 2 Crispins. So I would imagine they play at least one more. A deck like this will want to play probably 2 to 3 Crispins, if not 4. So I wonder if they're just trying to run away for a turn here. They pass, yeah. And we have boss, so we can go after that Flareon. Full Metal Lab. We'll boss up that Flareon. We'll get rid of their stadium. They're probably going to get rid of that Sylveon, which I don't care about. Or they're probably just going to get rid of their Noctowls too, and maybe the Fan Rotom. So we have that. I'm going to put an energy onto this Archaludon just in case. And then we'll do Metal Defender, get rid of their Flareon, their Pokemon that have the only Pokemon that has energy on there. And we'll take 2 more prizes. Archaludon on the Poké Pad is perfect. So they need to have a pretty good turn here. They do have Fez to draw some more cards. So they're probably gonna just a save a turn, retreat into a Noctowl or a Hoot Hoot. We have one more boss, and we have Ultra Ball. So if they don't boss this guy up, we can Ultra Ball for Meowth, get boss, and then we can win the game. So we'll see what they do this turn. Doesn't seem like they have a lot going on right now. So we'll Poké Pad just to make sure we have those pieces, and if we do, we're good to go. They can't attack us. I wonder if they think we just won't be able to attack them, which we will just hit for weakness. They should have went into the Hoot Hoot or Noctowl. Yeah, so we got game. Because we're hitting for 440. And we actually were able to defeat Sylveon, even with them doing so well in the beginning. We didn't need anything else. So yeah, with the video, we went 3-0. That was a very interesting matchup. So I'm glad that we were able to defeat the Eevee box here. That was not an easy victory, but that just makes these victories so much sweeter. So when I picked this deck, I was not expecting to go 3-0 in our video. I thought the 220, it was strong, but just not strong enough. I feel like it was just going to be much closer of a matchup, kind of like what the last game against the Eevee box was like. But going 3-0 in this video just kind of shows the power and the versatility this deck can have. We can easily retreat, we can recycle our energy well, we can tank hits. Honestly, the Buneary Lopunny was an addition. This wasn't part of the original list I had, but I needed something to go against Crustle if we did go against it. But the Lopunny just proved so much worth in this deck. Again, if I'm going to change up this list, I will probably take out the Full Metal Labs for something else. But the Full Metal Lab did help us and help with math a little bit. Hero's Cape, I can maybe also see us putting in a Scoop Up Cyclone instead, but the tankiness of the Hero's Cape just adds kind of just to the identity of this list. But yeah, this was a very fun video to make. I forgot how fun and good Archaludon can be. But yeah, I would say, is this deck redeemed? I would say 100% it's redeemed, and honestly, it wasn't ever needed to be redeemed, it just needed to be seen again. So let's take this video, let us know your thoughts on Archaludon. But yeah, this was a very fun video to make. This deck is fun, very straightforward to play as well. So if you need something easier to play, I'm not calling this a brain dead deck per se, but sometimes we come to the league, sometimes we come and play the game, and we have a lot on our mind. So this kind of helps us be a little bit more straightforward in our game plan. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on this. Let us know if you've played Archaludon and what edits you have done and what your experience is with this deck. Again, like and subscribe to our videos. We're a growing YouTube channel. We love your support. We love interacting with y'all on YouTube. So let us know. Reach out to us. But yeah, with all that being said, y'all, thank you for watching this week's show, or this Rogue Deck Showcase video featuring Archaludon EX. And as always, have fun playing those sneaky decks. See y'all.